and slate. Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Lark and this is Lark on the Street. Today we'll be discussing costume reviews from the 2018 version of Twelfth Night directed by Adam Smethurst. And if you haven't seen it, it's available on Amazon Prime and I highly recommend it because the acting is amazing. But today we're not talking about the acting, we are talking about costumes. I'm gonna go through it character by character, and we're gonna start with costuming from the initial moment that we meet them, and then we'll have a separate section where we discuss how they appear at the end, like explain some of the symbolism, etc, etc. I think it'll be a good time. I did come prepared with coffee so I wouldn't get parched. Make sure you have your coffee ready, you might want it, or popcorn. This is a fun little time. People we care about in Orsino's court are literally just Orsino and Viola Cesaria. And in Olivia's court, we have Olivia, Sir Toby, Maria, Marvolia, and Festi the Fourth. So in the separate category, we'll be going over the sea captain, Sir Andrew Ogcheek, and Antonio and Sebastian. Orsino is the Lord of Illyria, so there's the court of Orsino and then there's the court of Olivia. So they are two leaders, Lord Lady in Illyria, and Orsino is trying to court Olivia. Now the key colors to note about Orsino are red and black, and those are the colors he mostly wears in this version of the film. He is played by Ben Wybrow, which I think is interesting. I think he played a really good Orsino. Of course, he looked like a Hollywood douchebag. I feel like set in the modern day stage, it was an interesting choice to set it in modern day, I think. But even more so that it was set more in like Seattle, LA type. My bad, I don't know accents. Apparently this film was set in England. So, but like obviously he looked like that douchey white man that you would find in LA. His hair is slicked back, so technically I automatically do not trust him. You're not really supposed to trust Orsino anyways, but I automatically do not trust him. What more to say? Like red is very symbolic of Orsino's court, I'd say. Maybe also symbolic of masculinity. We'll see later. And the next person we're covering is Viola Cesaria. Viola is her female form. Cesario is the masculine form that she hides behind in going to Orsino's court. I'm acting like none of you have read the play, but if you haven't, that's totally fine. Technically this is for a project. So the key colors for Viola are blue and gold, and the key colors for Cesario is blue and black. That's important. So main color is blue, but in her feminine form is gold accents, and in masculine form is black accents. And it's played by Sheila Adams. It's also important to note that Sebastian is also played by Sheila Adams, so they look like twins. Obviously, you get my gist. The only part that we see Viola dressed as a woman is when she is talking to the captain, and she wears this beautiful blue headscarf with gold adornments. And I like how ethnic this feels, like embracing African fashion, like modern African fashion, instead of just being like over the top, like this is how people in Africa dress. It feels very like true to her as a character. I do have a complaint about this though, because later we see Sebastian and he isn't wearing anything similar, like not even the jewelry, none of that. He's just looked kind of plain. It's interesting, if you're gonna put his sister in African-esque attire, why not do the same with Sebastian? Something to think about, you know? And then as Cesario, we usually see him in a black blazer with crop pants and a sweater with a collar. He looked very toned down, librarian chic, but he usually wears blue. So it's a contrast to Orsino, who wears red, but also, you know, keep that in mind. Next we're going to talk about Olivia's court, and we have quite a bit of people to go through. So Olivia, in the very beginning, is in mourning, so she wears all black. I absolutely adore her outfit. Her morning outfit is really good. I like the way she looks. I like the way they styled her. She looked very fashionable. She looked very expensive. But, you know, staying true to her morning. I'm not entirely sure, but I say like her key color is more pink. I think it's pink just because she has a pink fur coat when she's in her confession outfit. She has a light pink turtleneck in her wedding outfit. So I think her key color is pink. Next is Sir Toby, her uncle. And if you guys don't know, he is a drunk. And I think they did a marvelous job with the costuming because he looked like a drunk uncle all the time. And while the fashion was ugly, it was very true to his character, and I have to commend them for it. His colors are normally yellow, orange, and brown, which is key and typical of Olivia's court. So the servants of Olivia's court, or like related to Olivia's court, are more likely to wear yellow and orange. He wears a lot of wife beaters, ugly bathrobes, drinking clothes, as I said. I personally don't like the outfits he wears. However, in the like sense of characterization, this is a very good job. Now next is Maria. Maria is Olivia's lady. She wears mostly yellow and blue. So you'll see her wearing a yellow coat, a blue silvery bathrobe in the night scenes. I just really think that her overall characterization is very professional and secretary-like, which is good for like modern day women because, you know, you don't want to upshine the person you work for, but you also want to be professional. Next we have Marvolia, same with the others, yellow and blue, but he also has a very key color of gray. So he usually wears this dark three-piece suit, this yellow tie with a blue pocket square, and I think it looks really good on him. When he's like yelling at the other servants, he has this like beautiful burgundy pajama set. It's so good for his like ego. Like you can tell his ego is at his worst when he's wearing burgundy. So good. Now, disclaimer. I did not know what to expect when we got to the yellow stockings cross-gartered scene. Because this is a modern film, I didn't know what they were going to do with it. It was better than I could have ever even imagined. I'm going to show you a picture. So as you can see, he wears like this open suit. He has all of his buttons and his undershirt tied down all the way to his like belly button. So you can see all of his chest hair. And he's wearing these cropped black pants, so you can clearly see the yellow stockings cross-gartered. Not only is it modern to the time period, it looked, dare I say it, it looked good. That looked so costumey. I loved it so much. It made me so happy as a costume choice. And finally, in the house of Olivia, we have Festy the Fool, who is always seen in yellow, brown, and blue. He usually has this yellow corduroy jacket. It's ugly. I hate it. He has this little brown hat that's ugly and I hate it. And he has this ugly yellow button-ups. Ugly. I hate it. His outfits are so tacky. I think the tacky route they went with it is understandable, but I still don't like it, so I'm not really going to give it a pass. And we have the sea captain, who is only seen in the very opening scene with Viola. And his color is blue for his connection to Viola, which is really good. He looked like a guy who worked on those like brig ships, which is, you know, good. It's so good. Like, one little thing though is they put him in Timberland. Next we have Sir Andrew Agteek. We don't like him. We don't stand. His key colors are pink and mauve. The pink is more relation to him trying to court Olivia. Now Olivia hates him, understandably so, you know. He would have a pink pocket square, he would wear a burgundy sweater, a pink blazer, he's had purple striped undershirts, mauve pants. Just the general theme being connected to Olivia. Exactly. His costume design is very consistent to this like off-duty banker. Like, here's an example. He just really looks like he's at the bar for the weekend and he just finished doing taxes, doing accountant things, being a banker, and he's just Sir Toby's drinking buddy. So I think the characterization and costuming for this was very good. Antonio is tied to Sebastian. Sebastian's best friend, I would say. Now, his colors are yellow and gray because he is technically under Olivia's court, and I appreciate this note, first of all. So he usually wears this gray hoodie with a yellow parka, and I think this is a pretty good decision. It looks pretty natural. It looks very like it's winter season, I guess, in Seattle. I think it looks good. Now, I like to note, this isn't costuming choice, however, but I find it really interesting that he drove a red semi. And red because it ties to Sebastian. Now, more on this later. Sebastian, his key colors are red and black. So because he's the twin of Viola, he has like the opposite colors. So, you know, red, you have opposite blue. Now, this is not color wheel, not opposite. But for like tropes, opposite. So it makes sense in that aspect. If you look at Cesaria and you look at Sebastian, they look exactly the same, and I really appreciate this costume design idea. Now, if you have been paying attention, you'll know that Sebastian and Orsino have red in their motifs. Now, interesting, Antonio would do anything for Sebastian, including jumping in front of him in a fight to save him, giving him his purse, etc. He saved him from the ocean, dude. That takes a lot of guts and a lot of gall, and giving him money is Orsino, and Orsino is also red, right? Now, he's an enemy of state to Orsino. Now it all makes sense. Now we have the grand finale. Basically, I'm just talking about the Act 5 outfit, so we'll only be talking about several characters here. Now, Orsino wears this blue-based purple suit and a pink tie. I think this is very important to note because blue and red combine into purple, and because his suit is more blue-based, it represents him being more closer to Cesaria / Viola and finding him falling in love with Cesaria. It's probably the only time I actually appreciated the actor who played Orsino. Act 5 for Cesaria, he wore a black shirt, khakis, and a red-based purple blazer. You know, this represents him, 1, finding Sebastian, and 2, his love for Orsino. Olivia's Act 5 outfit, she comes out in this stunning red gown, symbolic to her marriage to Sebastian. Now, she doesn't know it's not Cesario, she doesn't know it's Sebastian until he comes and tells everyone. The only other person we will be talking about is Sebastian, because he's the only one who changes clothes. He looks like a dude. He just wears a gray shirt and a black bomber jacket. He just looks like a dude. Not fancy at all. Look, I appreciate it. It's like he didn't get the memo for this dinner party or whatever, but he just looks like a dude. Now, that's all the costumes I have to talk about. Now, here is my rating system of all of them. Alright, that is it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed. Please click the like button and subscribe if you're able to, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye! Let me see my coffee. Adam Smethurst. I don't know who that is.